In 1976, British rock band Genesis released this album, A Trick of the Tail, their first without lead singer Peter Gabriel, with Phil Collins taking over on the lead vocals. Now, 40 years later, a group of St. Catharines musicians is recreating that album and the tour that followed it.
Well, you may remember back in 2005 at Lower Seacorn Secondary, we did our version of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And we thought this time around, seeing as it was the next album, and it was 40 years, we thought we would get some musicians together and recreate this album.
Now, 4 musicians made that album. You will have 7 on stage with you at Governor Simcoe.
We will have 7. We've taken the Michael Rutherford part and split them into 2. And of course we have 2 drummers, and we have an additional lead vocalist. So 7 is the magic number.
Though not born at the time the album came out, Ben Phelan grew up with this music constantly in his household. What's it like playing these shows with your father?
It's pretty awesome, you know, and everybody, like, he was there for he's the go-to guy for all this information. He was there. He saw this 2 or 3 times in Toronto and Hamilton, a bunch of places, and so he's the expert on and it's to be playing with him. We've been playing gigs together for 20 years or so. It's pretty wild.
How much work have you put into this?
Quite a bit. A lot of these tunes I'd learned back in the Lamb days and when I was learning how to play piano. But a lot of it was learned and relearned again, having gone stale for 10+ years. So and putting together a lot of the other guys' parts too. It was quite something. So almost over a year's worth of work now. So
I've heard you started rehearsing back in January of 2015.
The Lamb show was put together in about 4 or 5 months, and I said, we got to put more time into this one because there's so much, even more music, just with big songs like Shepherd's Verdi alone. And so I figured we got to start this thing early and give ourselves lots of time.
The 7 musicians have studied video of the Trick of the Tail tour and are planning to faithfully bring to life even the stage banter, but with a Niagara twist.
Yes, the vocal verbiage, dialogue between songs, will have a Niagara slant, a Niagara twist to it. And rather than making references to London, England all the time, it'll be references to Niagara and St. Catharines, just to bring it a little bit closer to town.
You guys are doing this more for the challenge, more for the fun of it, than for any kind of financial gain?
It's more for the challenge. It is, if there's a little bit left over, it will go to the Governor Simcoe Arts Department. And that was the plan, but it's a labor of love. We love the music. We wanted to present it to an audience. We know there's people out there that enjoy it.
You can see Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, a Phelan and Phelan production at Governor Simcoe Secondary, February 26th and 27th. Tickets are available through the First Ontario PAC. Reporting for The Source in St. Catharines, I'm Mike Balsam.